Hey guys, so today I wanted to bring to you a chatty-ish get ready with me. I wanted to do my everyday look because I have been posting a lot of pictures on Instagram, just like everyday selfies. For those of you guys who don't know, I don't wear like full-on eyeshadow and everything every day. It's usually more like skin, brows, lips, lashes, and I mean basically everything but shadow. So I wanted to show you guys like what my everyday routine is when I have more time. I do like a lot of makeup. And that's, I mean, it is what it is. I like a lot of makeup. So obviously you can take what you like and what you don't like and kind of make your own thing, but this is what I like. And yeah, this is obviously when I have more time to just sit and like watch Netflix and then let my bake actually bake and things of that nature. On the everyday when I'm more in a hurry, obviously a lot of things are cut out. But when you're trying to be extra AF, this is the routine I do. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I already primed my skin and that's the first step obviously. My favorite primer is the Benefit Professional. I've probably been through like 5 of these and I'm not joking, I really use this legit every day and I do notice a difference if I don't use this under my makeup, like gross difference, like it's not cute. So I always use this. She doesn't even have a cap on it, so you know it's real. You know, if she doesn't have a cap and she's dirty, she's being used all the time because that's how my foundations are. If she's dirty and she doesn't have a cap, that's what's being used. So yeah. So for foundation, I'm gonna be using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid and I'm using the shade NC40 right now. I have probably 6 different shades of this foundation because I am that obsessed with it. And at one point, this is what I used for probably 9 months straight without even using anything. After this one, I moved on to the Becca complexion cream and then I was using the Urban Decay and now I'm back to this Old Faithful Always. She does not break me out, so that's always a plus. So I'm just gonna shake and apply. I am self-tanned right now, as you guys can see. So I am gonna be using a darker shade, so don't be alarmed. So personally, I like taking some on the back of my hand and then getting a foundation brush and evenly coating it, just because I feel like sometimes I'll be putting on a foundation and I feel like certain parts of the skin might have like hot spots of foundation. And there's parts that look kind of blank or almost transparent, so I make sure that I take some, and keep in mind I haven't dipped back down. I'm just taking a lot of the same like little amount I took and just spreading it all over, and I feel like everyone flips out when they see this, especially on Instagram. But it's basically like I'm using a foundation brush to smooth out my foundation, but I don't really smooth it out all the way really. Can anyone actually use this for foundation successfully? Like just this? I've tried it like just to see like what the hype was about and I can't, so. And then obviously I'm using a beauty blender. This is the best thing ever, especially if you have more problematic skin. Like for me, I use a lot of retinols and things like that, so my skin is always peeling. So if I'm gonna be shedding, it's not really the best idea to use a brush because then it's just gonna pick up all the dead skin and it's just gonna look gross. So I like the beauty blender. So I wanted to zoom you guys in a bit more, just so you can see a little bit better. As you can see, this foundation looks very glowy on my skin because of the moisturizer I use. And that's what I really love about the foundation, is that you can really manipulate it. I can mix it with an illuminator if I want to be more glowy. If I use a different moisturizer, it doesn't get patchy. It doesn't get that kind of like separation or like it's balling up. I can use a very matte primer and this foundation will be completely matte. It builds so beautifully on top of itself, like as you layer it. It's perfect in my eyes and it can do me no wrong, even with my dry peeling skin right now. So I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I love this and I love NW25. That's the shade I'm using today. Even when I'm fair, I still use this. Right now it's really bright on me, but if you guys go a couple videos back, I used this and it was not this bright. So no matter what, I always use some kind of liquid or cream bronzer, just because I feel like as the day progresses, my skin starts to eat up my foundation almost. And then from there, my actual bronzer around like my hairline and around my like perimeter of my face tends to disappear and almost get patchy if it's hot outside, things like that, you know. things happen. So for bronzer, I like to use the LA Girl Pro Concealers. I use these in an array of shades because they are so cheap. So today I'm using the shade Chestnut since I am a little bit darker. Again, dirty, and she doesn't have a cap, so that's always great. So yes, now I'm gonna apply the shade Chestnut. First things first, under the cheekbone. I take it right here just so that there's no separation of bronziness around the perimeters of my face. Then I take it back into my hairline, because you don't want to have that like bronze ass forehead and then all of a sudden you see it fade into like white. It's just not a good look. So make sure that you're always blending things back. Like I have a part right there, so I mean sometimes I'll put concealer in it to make it darker. I'm not gonna lie, like I do. Just because I feel like it's an OCD thing in me too, because it's like I'm wearing full coverage and then I'll have like a part in my hair and my skin's like hella white, and then there's that line of demarcation. Like what would you guys do? Would you ombre it in? Like would you just not touch it and just say F it? I don't know, but yeah, so I'm gonna blend this in my beauty blender. So now it's time for baking and under eyes. I know it's very personal. Everyone thinks very differently when it comes to baking. My issue with baking is that as I started to do it, I would notice that my under eyes would look crepey, and when I smile, I look like a cracking, like, I don't know, it didn't look cute. So what I figured out was that I need to set my under eyes first and then apply the bake, because what happens is when I apply the bake directly to my very moist skin, because I know you guys love that word, when I apply it to my moist skin, what happens is my skin just like constricts and it just looks crepey and gross. So what I've been doing is I set my under eye with the powder first, like with the brush, and then I bake over top of that. So that way the initial moisture is gone, and then over the actual like lines that I have to worry about, it just smooths everything out. And that's what I've really found works for me. Try it and let me know if it works for you. So yeah, today I'm gonna be using the Balm Photo Balm powder. This is in the shade Light. So I'm gonna take that, and this is my favorite under eye brush ever. This is the M554. It's a black haired brush. And I take a whole bunch of powder, and then I get out any creases I have under my eye. And I look up, and I just go in and set it down. Now if you guys get the right powder and the right concealer, this might be enough for you and you might not crease at all. For me, I feel like I do crease a lot, so now I'm setting the rest of my face with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in medium tan and this little kabuki brush from Givenchy. And I'm just pressing it. So that way, especially if you have more sensitive skin or if you're dealing with skin peeling, don't buff just because, again, you're just gonna lift all of that up. So now that my face is set, I'm gonna take my little baking concoction. This is Laura Mercier powder little canister, but it has nothing Laura Mercier in it. I actually put RCMA in it, but as I started to get more tan, I felt like the RCMA was getting a little bit too light. So I actually mixed this with banana powder, so it had a little bit of a yellow tinge to it, so it doesn't have that like stark highlight under the eye, because I'm not a fan of that. So I'm just going to take this on my Tarte little sponge. And I used to do a heavier bake, but these days I can't just because my skin's been so dry again. So I really focus on right under the eyes and then right where my pores are. And then over the nose, just because my nose gets the oiliest and I do wear glasses. The baking doesn't help, but still. And then my chin. A little bit on my chin, because my chin honestly produces absolutely no oil. So yeah. And then I just sit here for a second and I'm like, oh, you know, let me check Instagram. And then I'm just gonna dust it off. I don't really wait all that long. I feel like if anything, that dries the hell out of my skin. But if you're looking for your makeup to last like hella long, then probably let it sit, because that gets rid of any kind of oil. So now for bronzer, I'm taking my MAC Give Me Sun, again, dirty. And I'm using it with the Morphe M527, and I'm so obsessed with this brush. Like, I can't say enough good things. I'm also obsessed with this bronzer because it's a little bit glowy almost. There's no shimmer, but it's almost like reflective skin, if that makes sense. So I'm obsessed with it. So now, highlight is my favorite part of makeup in general. As you guys know, I do love highlight. And if I don't have highlight on, like, I don't care if my skin's crusty and peeling and looks like alligator skin from the skincare I use. I'm still putting highlight on, and when I smile, it's gonna look crinkled, but you know, it happens, it happens. So today, I wanted to do something a little bit more intergalactic-ish. Since I'm doing this on camera, I might as well do like a day that I was doing more of like a purple highlight, pink highlight, things like that, because you guys always see me rock the neutral highlights. So today, I'm doing a purplish pink. I'm taking Purple Horse from the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, as you can see. I really do love this kit, genuinely, truly. So I'm taking Purple Horse Shoe. Purple Horse Shoe, okay. And I'm putting on a Morphe M310 fan brush. And with colored highlight, I can't be as like, oh, let me just chuck this on real quick. It has to be a little bit more defined, because keep in mind, this is purple. If you have it all over your face, it's gonna end up looking like a bruise. So make sure you're a little bit more precise with where you're placing your highlight. I'm actually gonna take this on an Anastasia A23, a little bit more precise, and just hit right on the top of the cheekbones. And I like this brush because it's precise, but it's also very fluffy. So now I'm taking another highlight, yes, another one. Let me tell you, if there's not like more than one highlight on my face, it's a really bad day. This is the Pat McGrath Iridescent Pink Skin Fetish. I don't know if she still makes these, but if not, you can use any duochrome pink shadow. So now I'm taking that again on my same Anastasia brush. And I'm just gonna kind of circle it around where that is. When you mix the bluish purple and the pink, it's almost like you have a really strong lavender highlight. And I'm so obsessed with this right now, like you have no idea. Like I feel like a mermaid almost. Well, I do feel like a mermaid. It is what it is. So now for the eyes, I usually don't wear shadow. I feel like I kind of switch little things up every day. But if I do wear shadow, it's usually something very hazy because I do wear glasses and I like a really just smoked out look. And then glasses because I feel like it just, I don't know, I feel like it pops a little bit more. And sometimes when you do barely any shadow, you don't really see it when you have glasses. So what I'm taking is my Give Me Sun bronzer that I used on my face on a Morphe M511. Discount code Donovan for money off at checkout, okay? And I'm just running this really messily, crease to brow bone. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a lid color, and I've been obsessing over this color lately. I actually did a post with it a long time ago. It's the Nude Sticks Copper Foil Magnetic Eye Color. I'm just gonna apply this right onto my lid, and it gives you instant opacity. I love this color. And then I'm just gonna buff out the edges a little bit with that same crease brush. And then I'm gonna take it, waterline, and these are so easy to use if you want to use them inside the eye because it's such a big pencil that doesn't really poke you. And then I go in really fast with that MAC Give Me Sun bronzer because these set and then you can't move them. So brows, first things first, I do not have a lot of brow hairs. Actually I do, but when I'm doing makeup and I start putting on the foundations, the powders and everything, they tend to just mesh together and disappear. So as you can see already, the drastic change from using this is the NYX Brow Mascara, and it's in Espresso. So I just want to tint the hairs again. I've actually thought about getting my brows microbladed, but I'm not there yet, so we'll see. But today I'm going to be using the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in Espresso. And I really like to focus on the bottom part because I do like to straighten them out a little bit. I mean, they do basically already grow relatively straight, but I like creating a very straight base because I feel like that's the way I can make them the most even. I don't think my brows will ever actually like naturally be even, but I try and make them as even as possible. The brow, that same pink highlight. And also I did want to say before someone like tries to clock me in the comments or get crazy, there is a pink highlight in the Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit that I did use for the purple, but I don't like it as much as this one because it's not as vibrant pink. It's more of a white pink. So on my skin right now, since I am a lot more tan, it's just gonna look super ashy, so staying away from that. And that's why I'm not using it. Alright guys, so for mascara, I'm gonna be using the Chantecaille Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. This mascara is very expensive, but I do like it a lot. Would I repurchase it? I don't know. It supposedly makes your lashes grow, which I feel like my lashes have looked different in a good way lately. I don't know if I'm gonna say that they grew a whole bunch from this, but they have looked nicer. And I do notice that when I wear this, that my lashes, after I take off my mascara, don't feel as like tired and just like they've been sticking out. All like, you know when you wear those really heavy mascaras and when you take them off, you're just like, your whole eye just feels tired. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm crazy. But I feel like after I take this off, like my eyes and my lashes feel really conditioned and not like super just fatigued and gross. Alright guys, so now I'm taking my Kylie Cosmetics Dolce K lip liner. Literally the lip liner I use for everything. I don't care if it's a bold lip. I don't care if I'm doing like a lip swatch video. I always line my lips with this lip pencil. I've legit bought 6 and I think I've used 4. So I have like 2 floating around. This is one of them and she's a little small. But I use this literally almost every day. So I'm lining my lips with this today. So now the lip color that I use on a daily basis really varies, and I don't wear liquid lipsticks on a daily basis for the most part, just because I'm really OCD and I feel like I'm gonna have butthole mouth and someone's gonna call me out and I'm gonna be that bitch. And I just don't, I don't know, and my lips are usually dry from the skincare I use too, so the lip swatching I do is usually like for my channel. So today I'm using the MAC regular lipstick in half and half. It's actually a amplified finish, so it's a little bit more glossy. If you guys want some kind of like swatch video on my everyday nude lip combos, even if they're like regular lipsticks, I can definitely do that. Just let me know. This is one of my favorites. Like, this is all I have left. So yeah. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. This is basically what I do on an everyday basis. If I'm trying to be extra, I usually do something on the eyes and then some like colorful highlights. Sometimes it'll be more blue purple, sometimes it'll be more pink purple. I like more pink tones when I'm more tan. When I'm very fair, I do love a blue highlight and just some like cool tone bronzer and everything. So good. But yeah, so if you guys want to see a look with maybe like a more blue highlight once I'm less tan, we can definitely do that. And then yeah, I mean, this is basically it. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys want to see more chatty, like relaxed videos like with backgrounds like this, it's a little bit more homey for the homies. Be sure to let me know in the comments below because I'd absolutely love to keep doing them. But if it's something you'd be interested in, I'd be even happier. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like this look. Obviously take from it what you can. Thank you so much for all the love and support always, and until next time, I will see you then.